Hello, Grant families. Hey, we want to do a quick video for you to welcome you back to hybrid learning and give you some information about what it's going to look like when your students return here to Grant very soon, coming up in March. So we'll begin with the weeks that students will be coming back. As you can see here, our kindergarten and first grade students, along with all of our multi-grade special education programs, they'll be coming back the week of March 2nd. 1 week later, our second and third graders will return. You can see on March 9th. And then our fourth and fifth graders will return the week before spring break, which is March 16th. And then we have spring break the 22nd through the 26th. So what is hybrid learning? We've been getting this question a lot. Hybrid learning actually combines in-person instruction with at-home learning. So basically, if, for example, on A day, they'd be learning at school, and those same students then the next day would be learning from home. Then we bring in another cohort, and it would be the opposite. They'd be learning at home the first day, at home the first day, and then at school. So cohort A and B, and this kind of shows it another way. So this is our weekly schedule, Monday through Friday. If you look at Monday, it'll be much the same as it is right now. We'll be doing small group interventions. We'll be doing some student and family care and connection, and we'll have all students will be virtually, so they'll be at home during those days. So for example, on Tuesday, they would be learning from school. Wednesday, they'd be learning from home, and then Thursday, they'd be back at school, and Friday back at home. So they would be what's known as our Tuesday, Thursday cohort. We have another cohort, which would be a Wednesday, Friday cohort, and those are the 2 days they'd be learning from school. They'd be learning from home on the opposite days. So a cohort is basically, they're set up in smaller groups of students, and basically that's so we can be teaching smaller groups, keeping our social distance when we're in classrooms, and it's safer because those cohorts then, if something were to happen, they can go out as a whole cohort. But our goal is to keep kids safe, lots of social distancing going on, and it allows us to be able to track cohorts way closer. So you might want to know, what cohort is my child in? There's a couple different ways to find that out. You can go into our Parent View app. This is what the app screen looks like. If you click on student information and then go down to the bottom where it says additional information, then you can see the cohort. So this would be a Tuesday, Thursday cohort. You can also go on the desktop computer, and this is within your Parent View account. And if you click on student information and you go down, it says right down here in the corner, same thing, cohort TTH, which would be Tuesday, Thursday. The other last way you could also do is to call the school, and we have it on our system too, and we can share that information with you as well. So how will my child be safe in hybrid learning? This is our #1 priority as students come back. So we're gonna be doing a lot of things. This is a prime example, this picture of social distancing, and we're keeping kids 6 feet apart. Kids are wearing their face coverings, as you can see. There's gonna be a lot of hand washing or hand sanitizing. Each child will have their own school supplies, and we're gonna be teaching and reteaching students to learn the safety protocols. And we want you to know too, we've been having some students come in limited in-person instruction for several months now, and we've been practicing these things with our kids, and it's been going very well. And so we continue to work on that, and we will do our best to keep kids safe with a lot of different protocols we've put in place. So what will it look like in hybrid learning when your student is in school and at home? So first, we'll look at in-person learning. So the days they're coming in, they're going to be getting a 90-minute block of literacy, which includes reading and writing. There'll be a 30-minute block that'll be covering for health and art and social studies and science. We'll have a 45-minute block for math. We'll do our social emotional learning skills for 30 minutes a day, and then there'll be a lunch and recess time for 45 minutes. And the nice thing about all these, during these activities, especially these top ones, there are lots of opportunities for kids to be standing up, moving, stretching in their social distance environment. So it's not just all sitting, because we know that kids struggle to sit for a long period of time. So we know that we're going to have to give them opportunities to get up and move and stretch. And also we built in the lunch recess time there too, so we know they're going to get a break in the middle part of the day like they usually do. The at-home portion of it, so when the students are, again, learning from home, it's not going to look the same as it did before because the teachers will be teaching the opposite group. So there'll be music and PE like there was before, and there will be some intervention small groups taking place, but most of it will be on their own. So it'll be personal reading time and then applied learning. Those will be activities that the teacher provides that students will be working on their own. So hybrid learning schedule. So Grant is one of the later starting schools. We are on the 10:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., so that's a 5-hour school day. Arrival will begin at 10:15, and that will take place over on Winter Street. So that is the street the furthest east of our school. Any students arriving after 10:30 then would come to the front entrance, which is off of Market Street. Dismissal will begin at 3:30, and that will be on Winter Street as well. So arrival, dismissal, same side of the building. And any students after 3:45 will be brought back to the main office like we did last year and we've done in years past. The big thing is visitors are not allowed in classrooms, hallways, or common spaces. So students will be escorted to class by staff, and parents and guardians will not be able to walk them to class. So you'll drop them off either with us out on Winter Street, or if they're a little later, at the front office, and we'll escort them to class. So, what should you know ahead of hybrid learning before your students return? Here's a prime example. It's me teaching a small group of students there. So they're very socially distanced, so students are wearing masks, so they're ready to learn. We're going over some favorite animals there with the students. But just so you know, students will be in cohort groups. You'll need to know which cohort, so which in-person days your students will be attending. Drop-off pickup procedures, you'll need to know those. And we're going to be releasing a video next week to you that's going to demonstrate what drop-off pickup looks like here. Bus rider registration, in case your student was a bus rider in the past, you still need to register to make sure they can continue to get bus services. And then student materials. We want you to know that student materials, your materials should stay at home. We're going to be providing some limited materials here at school that kids will need, and each child will have their own materials. So we won't be mixing materials between different students here at school. So how can you help with us? Well, a few different ways. One, making sure masks, have your child practice wearing masks while they're learning at home. So during the last bit of CDL at home, have your children be wearing masks so they can get used to that feeling of talking with a mask on and using it while they're learning. Hand washing. Please teach your children, if they don't already know, hand washing should be for 20 seconds. We say maybe sing a short song while you're washing your hands. We want to make sure they know the proper hand washing procedures. Talk to your children about how school is going to look different than it has in the past, and talk about their feelings about returning. It's important that kids are able to reflect on maybe the nervousness going back. Most of the kids we've talked to are super excited about returning to school, much like we're excited to have them back. And then social distancing. Make sure you teach your children, remember 6 feet apart. We're going to keep kids social distance, and kids want to be together. Kids get used to seeing each other and hugging and being close. We're going to try to keep them distanced because we understand that's the safest way to do it. So that's the end of our presentation. Again, we're super excited to have students return to hybrid learning. If you have questions, as I mentioned before, there is a survey that you can take. It'll be available next week to you. We'll post that out there, and you can do a survey for questions if you have. Otherwise, if you have questions or comments, you can always email myself, I'm the principal, or Miss Garibay, she is our office manager. So there's our email addresses. You can also find those on our grant website as well. So you can email us questions or just call the office and we can talk you through any questions you may have. Thanks.